The video series you're about to see was done as a response to one of our subscribers, who I only know as exsheep23's, who is a 43-year-old man who seems to be a very supportive subscriber, and thank you for asking us. So we had kind of some fun doing it, and well, I guess you'll get to see how we did.
Enjoy all 3 parts.
Enjoy all 3 parts. So, how we met? Yeah, we met online at a site for men seeking men. And
primarily for a generational relationship.
Primarily for generational, but whatever, as long as it's legal. I mean, my history had been that I had dated virtually guys from the age of 18 to, I believe, 78 is the oldest I ever dated. Wasn't much of a date, but you know, hey, watching them sleep at the movie theater was better than nothing, so that's where we met.
Wish you had more variety than my 45 to 70.
Well, my thought was, you know, drinks might not be the brightest thing in the world, but you shouldn't knock them unless you try them. Most of them are pretty frivolous, so I don't bother with them, but there were some nice men that I met that were rather young, and I dated them. I've had reasonably successful relationships up until about 2001. People. Nice question.
So you want to talk about why you chose me? Or
well, actually, I didn't choose you. If you recall, I answered your ad, or no, I looked at your ad.
And I emailed you.
And you emailed me, and of course the site was one of those sites that just, they wanted everything every little privilege you had to pay for, you had to be a member, so I basically said, screw it, I'll check back from time to time if anybody writes, that's fine. I mean, you get 2 messages a day, and it's kind of hard to do that, but...
Of course, I was the douchebag that paid.
Yeah, you were the douchebag who had the paid service, so you were expecting me to write you right back, and I checked back a week later, and then, oh yeah, okay, hi, I'll say hi. And that's it. We talked for about a week online, usually through various messengers. I think it was Yahoo Messenger we talked on, and then we talked on the phone a little bit. And then I was having a kind of a crisis there one day, basically feeling sorry for myself. Somebody had kicked me in the emotional balls about my age once again.
Said that you're basically a fat old bastard.
Basically just said I was a fat old man who didn't deserve love, but if I was willing to, you know, just shank them, that was okay. They didn't care about that, but they didn't want a relationship. So.
And then I finally called you.
So you called me, and we talked for
7 hours?
Almost 7 hours, yeah. Between the chat, the messenger, and then for about 3 more hours on the phone. We talked for about 7 hours. And we decided that we would meet. I think I was off that day.
You were off that day, and that was a Friday, and we decided to meet that Saturday.
That's right. And so we decided to meet at 3 o'clock in Manchester, New Hampshire. And on the following day, which was a Saturday, I drove down there, and I got to the parking lot at about 5 minutes to 3, and just as I'm pulling into the parking lot, I get a call from you, and you were saying that, oh my goodness, please forgive me, I'm going to be about 5 minutes late. And I'm like, are you kidding? 5 minutes is nothing, but okay, thank you. And I found a place to park, and you pulled up, and...
You know, typical of my previous years in training, you know, with sirs and previous daddies, it was be a step and a half behind you and speak when spoken to, and...
Yeah, that's a bunch of horseshit.
You just wouldn't have any of it.
No, I told you that. Don't you dare walk a step and a half behind me.
No, and you finally broke the ice by, I believe that was your first mall fart.
Yeah, actually I did. Walking through the mall and ripping a fart that basically shook the glass of the storefront that we were standing by.
And we went out to the Outback and had our first dinner together.
Yep, we did actually that night. I forgot. You know, we went to the Outback and had dinner. And then we drove around for almost 3-4 hours after that.
I know we didn't leave until like midnight or something.
Yeah, it was pretty late by the time we finished talking.
And you pretty much almost shit your pants 3 or so times. We had to go into the bathroom.
Yeah, I did. It was a good dinner, what can I say? But
you know, the fact that you're able to be yourself like that.
So we were driving around, and I was trying to be very mindful of the fact that you were young, and I didn't want to creep you out and push you too hard, so I'm like, you know, I'm not worried about it. I don't have a confidence issue about it, but I didn't want you to, like, think that I was taking advantage of the situation because I'd been accused of it. So I asked you if I could hold your hand while we were driving, which...
the hell out of me by asking instead of just doing it.
Well, I know, but when I just did it in the past, people would say, you know, don't you think you're presuming too much? No, I'm just holding your hand. You're welcome to let go of it if you think it's diseased or something. I'd every once in a while, I'd reach over and adjust the package.
Package handling?
Yeah, but nothing actually came out.
No.
So...
we actually didn't have sex on our first time.
No, God, no. Although I did
to.
ask if I could kiss you goodnight, and you were like, yeah, please do.
I was starstruck by you. What do you want?
I think you were just playing horny and hoping you'd get some, but...
I was not horny. I'll admit you gave me blue balls.
Oh, the turkey was
home.
done.
You gave me blue balls on the way home. I'll admit that.
Turkey was done. But, yeah, okay, you had blue balls on the way home.
So did you.
Well, yeah. Because we had a nice kiss. Actually, I think I kissed you 3 times.
We had one real passionate one, too.
Yeah. Anyway, we went home, and you asked me just before we left, so do you think maybe we could, like, be... I don't know, what was the word you used? A couple, or could we be...
I asked if we could be a couple, and if it would be okay if I referred to you as my boyfriend.
Yes, that's good. That's good memory. And frankly, I'm the one who used to ask that question. I mean, hell, I've been the top and the dominant top and all this other garbage labels that people put on. So I said, yeah, sure, no problem. Go ahead. I mean, I figured the worst case scenario is you'd wind up being a total flake a few weeks later, which you weren't. And much to my surprise, you turned out to be far better than virtually any of the 3 guys that I had dated since 2001. And far better character than anyone I dated since whenever. You have peculiarities that are not typically seen. If you believe in stereotypes, well, you're just not a stereotype kind of guy. You're the kind of guy that
tries to break him.
tries to break him, which is something that I enjoy that because I really dislike stereotypes. I mean, people assume because I'm gay I'm supposed to act a certain way. People assume because I live in New Hampshire I'm supposed to act a certain way. People assume all these other things, you know, and they're not true. I mean, I suppose they are for some people.
Okay, put it this way. What was your reaction when you found out I played the bagpipes?
Well, that was like weird. I'm thinking, oh my God, to myself, I'm going to have to listen to those screeching, maniacal, devilish inventions. And as it turns out, you play the bagpipes pretty well, so...